Hey, what's up? So it's been a year since we've made a video really. We wanted to just start making them again because when we were making them we were getting a lot of progress on our debt-free journey, and since we stopped making them we've kind of fallen off the wagon of debt-freeness. As it stands kind of today, we're sitting with around £13,500 in. Most of it is now in a consolidated loan, and the reason that we did that is because we wanted to reduce our monthly payments, which I know goes against the debt-free snowball mentality, but our circumstances changed and we needed to kind of cut costs, and it makes it easier for us. We know we're making one monthly payment. If we only make this payment, which we have to adhere to because it's a loan, if we keep doing this we will be debt-free in about 4 years, just under 4 years, and that's how it stands today. As I said, our circumstances had changed slightly, and Kimmy will update you on what happened there.
So the reason for our change in circumstances and why our debt's kind of gone back up a little bit is because I gave up my full-time job in May, so just at the very end of May. So this is me 3 months self-employed now. What happened was the job that I was in and have been for the last little while was making me very ill through a combination of factors, but stress being the main one, and it was a joint decision that we made that for my quality of life that I would be able to give up that job. So what we also decided to try and do at the same time was that I've been doing makeup for a couple of years now, was to try and actually make a go of makeup and see if I could make it work in terms of an income. We didn't need for me to have my full wage that I'd had in order for us to cover our basic payments and things like that. So I just had to make a certain amount of money in a month and we would be fine. We would be covered for our household bills. So we said we could afford that for a few months. So that's what I've been doing for the last few months. We've taken out, me and my business partner have taken out a room in a salon, and we've been trying to make the makeup work, and it has been going well. And we've been at least breaking even every month, and we've been making money in months as well, which is really good. But I certainly was feeling it in terms of I felt like I wasn't contributing to the household. So what's happened is from just the middle of last month is I've gone and got a part-time job as well. So I'm currently working in a shop. Part-time, which is bringing in all the money that we need me to make in the month, which means anything that I now make from makeup is a bonus amount. So that's kind of why our debt went back up. We did find as well it was a lot harder to manage with just one wage coming in, or one guaranteed wage coming in, and also we had loaned some of our friends.
That's true.
Yeah, but we loaned one of our friends money, which may seem silly when we're in debt ourselves, but that was a personal decision.
Yeah, we came to the decision that the money that we loaned to our friend it is their debt that we've taken on, but at the time of us taking it on they were paying approximately £100, I think it was, a month, and only really only clearing like £5 a month, and it was a toxic debt other than the setup that they had, but it was the background, which I'm not going to disclose for their own, in case, you know, their personal information. But let's just say that we felt it was beneficial for us to, in theory, take on their debt to give them sort of a spiritual cleanse.
And they are paying it back, and that was always something. We know that you never loaned money to people that you can't afford to lose.
We could afford to cover it, so it was definitely, and I'm far happy. I would rather, even if they didn't pay me back, I would rather pay it back knowing that it's done some good for their health and their, you know.
So that was an extra £1,500 on the debt.
Yeah,
so that put us back up, and then
I started
a
business side venture, wanting to eventually be self-employed myself, doing sort of landscape gardening and just general garden maintenance. Obviously there is some inherent costs in that, which in theory I shouldn't get debt to do, but in the last sort of 2 months I've made probably 3/4 of what I invested into it already, and if I continue at this by the end of the season, which is obviously only in Scotland at least, is only going to feasibly be another month or two, I should be sort of totally fluid, buoyant, whatever you want to call, in our finances, and that'll be a large chunk off that. Again, because my income with Kimmy's now subsidised income covers all of our household bills, any money that I am making through the garden, minus taxes and all the stuff, is going straight into our debt. So hopefully next year, if I continue making the money that I'm making this year, for the full season of next year, I should scrape a substantial amount off our debt, which to me makes it worthwhile. So yeah, so
essentially we've gone from being in a worse off position money wise with me giving up my job to the fact that both of us now have 2 jobs.
Yeah.
So overall we should end up in a better financial position, but we found that we're not really focusing on it. With me not having money, and it was causing a lot of stress and kind of fights mainly through me, because I didn't like being questioned over money when I wasn't bringing things in. I felt like I was putting a lot on Craig to work the 2 jobs.
Yeah.
And so we had kind of just put it to the side, and just as long as everything was getting paid, then it was absolutely fine. So we want to focus back on it now and make sure that we are
we took
on it.
We took a 4-month holiday while we de-stressed ourselves, things going on. Focusing on the debt-freeness was putting more stress on us that we didn't need. It was always there, but it wasn't urgent, and we've not had the sick and tired of being sick and tired moment that Dave Ramsey talks about. We've just got a kind of a goal that we don't want to owe money to people, kind of thing. So it's not that we can't survive, because we could survive like this for the next 4 years. We just don't want to. So now that we've back in a less stressful life environment, we can focus financially and add a little bit of stress back in on us, and it's self-imposed stress, it's not external stress. We'll then stress between the 2 of us, stress isn't the right word, and get this hammered down. So hopefully we'll be able to update sort of £1,000 disappearing each month, especially in the summer seasons when Kemmy's weddings are going on and my gardens are picked up. Winter's going to be a bit quieter, but it's kind of always going to be that way, especially if I ever do go self-employed. Winter's good. I'm going to get 2 months off where I'm probably not going to do all that much work, but we'll get used to that and we'll see what happens there. So we just wanted to update you. I think that's kind of a pretty good update video, sort of overview.
I can do it.
Yeah, give us a kind of comment or a message or something if you want anything expanded, any more details, any more information. We're going to probably start doing these. I'm not going to commit to a weekly or anything, but we'll start doing these a bit more, maybe a bit more on the fly. But yeah, so yeah, appreciate any views that you come back and kind of thing. And we'll be wanting to get kind of back into that wee community we'd started to form, because it was definitely helping us a lot. So yeah, hopefully you see this and hopefully you come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate it. Talk to you later.
Bye.